The Placing You First podcast begins in less than 20 seconds.
Visit crcgroup.com to subscribe, download our award-winning tools and intel articles that help you stay aware of emerging issues and trends, or get a snapshot of the insurance marketplace with our industry-leading Ready indexes. You'll find it all on crcgroup.com under Tools and Intel.
Welcome back to Placing You First, the podcast where we help retail agents stay ahead of emerging trends and better serve their clients. I'm Amanda Knight.
And I'm Scott Gordon.
And today we're diving into a topic that's become kind of a big piece of the M&A world over the last several years, representations and warranties insurance, otherwise known as RWI. If you've worked with buyers, sellers, private equity firms, or transaction attorneys lately, chances are you've heard more conversations revolving around RWI, and that is for good reason. As deal activity continues to rebound in 2026, RWI has evolved from this niche product into more of a mainstream tool that helps deals move faster and with less friction.
And less friction is good. And to help us break it all down, we're joined by two specialists from CRC's Chicago office. Josh Arnold, who specializes in complex D&O, E&O, and cyber risks, and Ramel Mayuga, team leader and professional lines broker specializing in financial institutions and complex real estate risks.
This is the Placing You First podcast from CRC Group.
This podcast features news and insights from a vast knowledge base of more than 5,500 associates who write more than $30 billion in premium annually.
Plus, we give you the latest information on what's happening at CRC.
This is the Placing You First podcast.
And now the hosts of the podcast, Amanda Knight and Scott Gordon.
Josh, Ramel, thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Well, let's start simple for our listeners. For agents who may have heard the term but haven't been deeply involved in a transaction, what exactly is representations and warranties insurance?
At its core, reps and warranties insurance protects against financial loss resulting from a breach of the seller's representations and warranties in a mergers and acquisition agreement. In most current transactions, the policy is placed on the buyer side. That means if a representation turns out to be inaccurate after closing, the buyer can look to the reps and warranties policy for recovery rather than relying only on seller indemnity or escrow. The reps can cover a broad range of issues, things like financial statements, taxes, compliance with laws, material contracts, intellectual property, employment matters, and other areas depending on the deal and the purchase agreement themselves.
So in practical terms, this is really about helping reduce uncertainty after the deal closes, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the practical value for reps and warranties insurance is really for both sides, managing any post-closing uncertainty. So for us, for sellers, it can support a cleaner exit with less money tied up in escrow, less exposure to any long tail indemnity claims. For buyers, it provides a really good source for recovery if a covered rep is breached. So this can be especially useful when a buyer and seller are stuck on indemnity caps, survival periods, any escrow amounts, or even concern about the seller's credit after closing.
So it feels like this product has really accelerated into the mainstream. What changed?
Yeah, we see reps and warranties most often in the middle market and upper middle market transactions, but it has become more accessible for smaller deals as well. About 3 years ago, there was only, I would say, 3 carriers that wanted to look at what we call micro business. So I would say anything under 100 million in enterprise value. Now that marketplace has expanded to more than 3 carriers. There's up to 10 carriers that would probably take a look at the micro business. But the process has become more efficient. The market has more experience with the product. And underwriting is generally more streamlined than it was a year ago. That said, streamlined does not mean automatic. The quality of diligence still matters, and it has a direct impact on whether the market offers clean terms or adds exclusions.
We mentioned in the article that goes along with this podcast that we're kind of seeing a pickup in M&A. Do you feel like that is still true in 2026 so far?
Yeah, I'd say the economic conditions are actually ripe for it right now. We had a lot of dry powder that was sitting on the sidelines for quite some time. I've had some contacts in the private equity industry. We're really close with various private equity um, resource groups around the country, and they had seen a slowing down for quite some time. But with the new conditions, the administration is a lot more pro business. A lot of our private equity clients and the resource teams have seen deal flow activity increase, which means that we're definitely seeing more opportunities across the entire reps and warranty space.
Well, and it seems like, sellers want a cleaner exit, buyers want protection, that speed and that certainty count for something. So it sounds like this is becoming more of a standard deal tool versus a specialty add-on, especially in that small to middle market space, like you guys just mentioned. So without naming names, can either of you walk us through a situation where RWI really helped facilitate a transaction that you're aware of?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a number of recent situations. Without naming names, and I'll have Josh go into some of the exact specifics, but we've had a large PE firm in which they were specializing in a certain class of business, certain type of licensed design professionals, and they were really looking to use our expertise in reps and warranties along with our specialty in design professional risks to optimize their portco programs. So I would say, like, for that particular insured, both the reps and warranties solutions along with the program that we built on design professional side really helped and ensure to really gain a larger presence in the design professional space. Josh, could you touch on some of those reps transactions for that particular PE sponsor?
Yeah. So we were approached by our retail client, as Ramel mentioned, who has some solid relationships in the private equity space. And this specific private equity company was building out a architecture arm to their already large portfolio. They kind of built out an engineering arm, and they wanted to do the same thing with acquiring up to 6 architecture firms. We approached them. They looped us in to do the reps on one of I think it was the second deal that they had acquired. And we wrapped the reps and warranties up pretty quickly on that one. And they ended up looping us into doing all of the go forward insurance in our space, the financial line space as well. But the first one we did went very smooth. They were happy. What we did is we just leveraged the 6 acquisitions with one reps and warranties carrier, so that the insured side, including counsel, insured themselves, the director of the PE firm, and all of their team gets to know and learns how the underwriting team and their side works. And it's just become a good partnership. Their deal was, we had a non-binding indication letter on the table within probably 6 hours after sending it in. And so when you get some synergy between both the PE firm and the insured side and the carrier side, it makes things a lot more smoother and more efficient.
So conditions are creating both more deal activity and a favorable insurance environment. Would you guys say that's accurate?
Yeah. Given the marketplace right now, it's definitely a favorable market, especially for I would say the smaller transactions. So our experience in this space is that, a lot of the national resource groups out there, you'll have a PE team, you'll also have a separate specific M&A team in which they're handling transactional um, liability insurance for their insurers and clients. What we've seen as a trend line is most of those M&A resource groups, most of those transactional groups, they really only have bandwidth, I would say, 500 million and up in terms of transaction size. So, the folks that we've been dealing with are our clients across the country. They really don't feel the love from some of those national resource groups. So like for us and CRC and for our team specifically, we fit in really well. We
Sure.
can serve a role in the marketplace that we feel is underserved, and that's what would maybe be considered like SME transactional reps and warranties insurance. So yeah, there's definitely, it's a good time to get in it, especially if like we mentioned before, able to really solidify and develop a strong relationship with the PE sponsor. Just to add there, Josh, my teammate here, he is on speed dial with the principal of that PE sponsor. So, they know to reach out to Josh if there's an imminent question. And like, as with wholesale, with a lot of our really important clients, we're kind of like a doctor. We're always on call. We know we have to,
Yeah.
be there to answer emails, phone calls at 6:30 in the morning and sometimes 9:30 at night.
So, for agents who are listening and maybe they don't specialize in this space, and obviously the way that you guys do, which is why we make a great partner, where should they start? Do you see them making mistakes in a certain area that we can address? Like, what kind of mistakes can we help them avoid? Where should they start, and how should they talk with their clients about this kind of coverage?
Agents, I would say retail agents should bring or loop CRC in as soon as there is a letter of intent, a LOI, or a draft purchase agreement, or any sort of serious transaction discussion happening. The earlier we could be looped in, the better it is for everybody. The earlier we could start having conversations with underwriters on the deal, the faster we turn around a non-binding indication letter. We can help identify whether the transaction is a fit for reps and warranties, what information underwriters will need, and what diligence areas may affect these specific terms. The right clients include business owners considering a sale, buyers acquiring a company, private equity-backed clients, strategic acquirers, and clients going through recapitalizations or minority investments where reps and warranties are being negotiated.
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of there, we're seeing a trend line that, a lot of these middle market companies are looking for an exit plan. So they may not have a succession plan within their specific company. So, the option tree that we're seeing is that they're either selling to private equity, or a lot of them are actually forming ESOPs. So that is a whole different topic of discussion. But there's the trend line that we're seeing is a lot of these mature businesses are just looking for an exit strategy. So a lot of them are going the private equity route, and that's a really good fit for reps and warranties.
I would just say, agents should not wait until the purchase agreement is finalized and signed. They should start to explore reps and warranties right when there's discussion around a transaction.
Yeah, it's some things that we've seen recently is, they really should have third-party audited financials. There's a pretty, lengthy diligence process involved with these types of deals. And we've seen a handful of insureds, again, these, mom and pop businesses that have grown and scaled over a decade, 2 decades, looking to sell, exit, don't have a succession plan, go to private equity. And like, they've just been used to using internal financials for quite some time. And for this, because there is some pretty stringent diligence review by various types of attorneys, making sure that an insured has audited financials, third party CP audited financials is really important in the process as well.
So we're going to do our final thing here, which we like to call rapid fire. Everyone gets to know our guests outside of the insurance world. It's 3 questions. Just answer off the top of your head. And we'll start with Ramel and go to Josh. Okay, sound good? First question. What's the largest animal you think you could take in a fight?
Great question. I would probably say a koala bear.
From what I hear, they are surprisingly vicious.
They're supposed to be vicious. They're cute. They look cute, but they can pack a punch.
Yeah, don't be fooled.
I'm going to shoot for the stars here and say a coyote.
There you go.
Wow. That's ambitious. Yeah. Okay.
It's got to be a good day for me and a bad day for the coyote.
That's right.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's ambitious.
We got to have ideal conditions for that.
A second question. You only have 3 condiments for the rest of your life. What do you choose?
That is a great question. Yellow mustard is one for sure. Sriracha sauce is another. And man, third condiment. That's really tough.
Maybe you only need 2. Maybe you're just
Yeah. I'd have to do soy sauce too, just if I'm having sushi somewhere.
There you go. All right, Josh, you're up. You get 3.
I would definitely say ketchup, because you pretty much put on anything. Barbecue sauce and Frank's Red Hot sauce.
Perfect.
I love it. All right. Third and final question. What's a boring product that you're bougie about? Like generic just will not do for you. Your house needs something better.
Have to do nice toilet paper.
I do not disagree with that. You're not wrong there.
I was going to say the same thing, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Foundational.
Great minds.
Well, Josh and Ramel, thank you so much for joining us and helping simplify a topic that can feel intimidating. You've also been great sports. It's becoming increasingly important for agents and their clients to understand RWI and when to call their wholesale brokers in. So we're really thankful you could join us today.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. We know you guys are busy, so thanks for joining us. And to our listeners, the big takeaway today is representations and warranties insurance isn't just a niche product anymore. It's become a strategic tool that helps buyers and sellers move deals forward with greater confidence.
Thanks for listening to Placing You First. We'll see you next time.
Are you ready to move faster and go further? Take your career to the next level. Join Team CRC to gain access to best-in-class tools, data, exclusive programs, and more. Send your resume to resumes@crcgroup.com and read testimonials from recent hires on LinkedIn.
Search for CRC Group.